Hi there, it's day 6 and welcome to happiness. That's our topic today. And I decided to put the shades on because, geez, this sun's bright. So you can see exactly how I'm recording. I'm here in Lakes Park in Fort Myers, Florida. And I've got me, the camera, tripod, a couple notes to make sure that I'm hitting it out of the park for you. But today what I really want you to think about is, are you generally around people who lift you up or keep your mood the same? Or are the people that you're around pulling you down? And are you one of the people that pull people down? In the sense of living more in the blame, excuse, denial world than in the ownership, accountability, responsibility world. So what I really want to talk about today is the big distinctions I've made in the last 15 years towards happiness. And there's 2 layers to it. It all started when I was reading, back in 2006 I think it was, The 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. I think that's how you say his name. Forgive me if I got it wrong. But the 4 agreements, one of the agreements is making sure that you don't really concern yourself with what other people think. And I saw another saying somewhere that said in the 20s you're worried about what everybody else thinks, in the 40s you're worried about what you think, and in the 60s you're not worried really at all about anything, just making sure you're alive to think. But the reality of it is this, just making sure that you take what's going on in your life and have people and surroundings that uplift you. And that's a big part of happiness. We talked about on the first day, resting, where you go to sleep and you program yourself with happy thoughts and wake up, same story, but throughout your day, making sure that you're continually introducing that, whether it's through music, inspiration, podcasts, those kind of things. I found a bunch of this stuff that I just put into my life. I also found that the news was dragging me down. At least the news in Southwest Florida, it seems to be geared around the struggle and train wrecks and all these other things that are going on. So what I've learned is to be very careful about who I spend my time with and make sure that I'm not robbing the moments I have with positive people with negative people. On the other side of it, for continued sustained happiness, the very reason I'm out here today and this beautiful day recording this video is to make sure that I'm learning new things. I'm learning how to do video on my own, which is tricky, creating with it, and sharing this message with you. And that's the most important part of what's going on today for me, is this constant learn, create, share towards helping people around my purpose, which we'll get into on a future day, of improving people's lives or growing people's businesses, or both, with all my different brands. So hopefully you kind of get the idea here as far as how that goes. So here's 3 distinctions that I want to go over with you that'll kind of narrow it right down for you. The first, I think I brought some extreme clarity for you, is be sure you're around people more often than not that keep your mood the same or uplift you. If people are pulling you down, you've got to really ask yourself, do I want to be in this negative energy, this negative space? It's really important you think about who's in my world and who, every moment that I spend with somebody who's negative is robbing me from a moment from somebody who's positive. The second distinction that's really helped me out is making sure that I have a plan in play, and we're going to go over that too in a future day, but have a plan in play of learning, creating, and sharing with what I've learned. It's really, really important, and you'll see that's how I've created all the different brands that I have and all the workbooks and everything else that I have and the online videos. That fulfills me to big degrees. If you go and watch my successacademy.us video, you'll see where that comes from. My grandparents play a huge role in keeping me on track, even though they passed away, towards making a difference in the world, or Steve Jobs calls it, putting my dent in the universe. And the third distinction is making sure that you're scheduling the time and doing what's called time blocking. It's something that I work in detail with in high performance coaching with my one-on-one clients and my group clients, is really getting clear on how we're going to contribute to the world, but also scheduling the time for it and really carving that out as a part of our ritual, if you will. So with that all being said, I'm including the emotional guidance scale, which is a really wonderful tool I found. You go ahead and print it, fold it in half, stay on the blue side, but you'll be able to call out the red. And if your emotions are in that space, work to get them to the blue side. It's one of the most important things that we go over in coaching and really helping people understand where to concentrate your mental energy at. All right, so we covered a lot. If you feel like you want to go through and share one thing that you're really aiming to master, go through and share below. Or on the other hand, if you feel like you've mastered something, go through, share that below. Inspire others. That's the big thing that I love about the community I'm creating. And always remember, I'm here to improve your life authentically, purposefully today. Take care, and I'll see you tomorrow.